Okay, hello and welcome to our CareCollab video for the formerly known Laelia purpurata. Now it's known Cattleya purpurata. And the participants in this one are... Okay, are you ready? This is a long list, so this actually gives you the picture of how popular this one is. It's a species. So Attainable green, Fernanda Nascimento orchids and succulents, Karins orchids, MaryG orchids, MattbyNature, Laelia, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's down there in the description, Ninja orchids, Patricia's orchids, and plants and other things. So now that we have in all the participants listed, and you can actually go down below and check those videos, I'm going to add them as soon as I see them online, so you have the full list down there if you're watching later on. And so a little bit about the background of the Laelia purpurata or Cattleya purpurata is it comes from, so it's native to Brazil, and it's very popular. That's why there are so many different kind of variation between the colors of the blooms. And it's in the nature, it's a coastal region and around the state of Rio Grande do Sul, and there's other places where you can actually find them, but I'm sure somebody else is going to go more details with these ones. And it's grows in the tree canopies, so for me that means highlight. So that's why I'm keeping it. I'm going to give it really highlight environment during the summer. I'm gradually getting it to the higher light than it was before, that way to give it like the extra boost for the blooming. So this Laelia purpurata was one of those which was reclassified into Cattleyas as they were botanically looking a bit more different. That's why it was put into Laelias. So but after we had the ability to have all this technology to check them really thoroughly, the genes and all, it has been reclassified into Cattleyas. There was really huge like a thrift from other genuses to Cattleya, and that was because if you think about how the inheritance goes, so that you have the mother branch and then you got all these underneath the other branches. I can explain it to you at some point. I just have to find all the right words and do some googling and actually give you the right terms. And now I don't want to go deeper, but it was in that sense how we classify orchids and plants generally. It had to be put into the Cattleyas, otherwise it had gone like bonkers, the whole thing. So it was the least difficult way of reclassifying and organizing the plants in the Cattleya Alliance. So just go and Google it. It's like it takes time, and I don't want to give you like a lecture about it. So there had been like this battle between different botanists about does the Brazilian Laelias are that similar kind of for the Laelias that are in Mexico. Later the recent DNA studies, they actually confirmed that they were not the similar kind of, and hence why they had to be moved into the Cattleyas. So they kind of like knew that in the 19th century, but it was like whole mess. And so yeah, now we're here where we are. The other one which this Cattleya is so popular is because it's a good contributor for if you're thinking about having crosses made. And there are loads of really known and famous primary hybrids like Laelia, Cattleya, Canhamiana, which is purpurata crossed with Cattleya mossiae. And so there's tons of background crossed Cattleyas which has something to do with the Cattleya purpurata. So if you're checking out your ancestry of the Cattleyas, which are hybrids, you might actually find Laelia purpurata there behind them. And this is my oldest one. It was actually first Cattleya species which I fell in love with, and I wanted to have more. And this one, I think I bought it 2019 spring. We had the group order from the Karke. I think this one was from Karke. Just a second. Yes, it is. So this is from Karke, and it's Graciata crossed with Roada concolor. So I think Graciata was kind of orange. I actually have to check again those blooms, but I have that kind of feeling that I bought something which has some reminiscence of I would say salmon or peach or that sort of colors. Not sure about the concolor as it's a singular color, so I have to check that again how it is. But normally these generally have the sepals and petals pure white, and then the lip might have like this deep color. And yeah, I just okay, so yeah, so what else? I think I got it with these 3 leaves, as you can see here. So these 3 pseudobulbs. In 2019, it grew this one during the first summer. The leaf started to blacken, so I had to act really fast, and I actually cut it off. And then it grew this one. Next summer it was smaller. I think I did repotting at that point, so that's why it's so or it was growing during the winter. Might have been the winter growth or the repot, which actually made it smaller than the other one. And then it grew this one. I think this was 2020 summer. As you can see, the leaf was already quite tall. And this winter, because I had the grow lights, sorry about that, it grew this one. I'm going to measure all these leaves and add them into the video so you can actually see what size everything is. And if you look at this one, this is the latest pseudobulb it's growing. This grew this tall. I'm getting you closer. As you can see underneath there's the sheath of the pseudobulb. So it's already this much taller. I would say 3 centimeters. Don't remember what it's in inches. I'll try to remember to add them numbers in inches, and so you can actually compare them. But I think this is going to be huge. So this pseudobulb is going to end somewhere here. Usually what I have learned with this one, you can actually evaluate the newest pseudobulb height with that sheath, because it's the one which is covering the pseudobulb. And I'm actually waiting for this one to start growing roots so I can actually repot it. And now we can actually go lower because this is such a huge plant, so you cannot actually see it unless I've staked you up higher. Hold on a sec. And now we are down here. So these Laelia purpuratas are not that big plants, as you know. Small plants, so orchids. So if you want to have a small orchid, this is not the one. Don't buy this one if you want small one. If you are like me, who likes big, bulgy, huge things, buy it. Okay, so this is in pine bark, which we get. There's actually some kiwi bark there because I took some of the top media off because of the thrips. But yeah, I topped it on. Underneath there is some slow releasing fertilizer, which I give to all my, especially Cattleyas. All the big eaters are getting this one. And as you can see, it has grown nice roots. And the reason why I have this pot, I like to recycle everything. If it's not broken, if it's okay, I'm going to clean it, sterilize it, and reuse them because I don't want to throw anything away. We already have too much plastic in this world, so I'll try to not make it more. But anyway, as you can see, it likes to make roots. This actually means that it's so full of roots that I have to water it quite often. And now that it's growing, I'm not actually giving it a rest. So I'm pushing it with the feeding and watering quite heavily. During the winter time, when it was had finished off with this newest growth, I kept put lower amount of fertilizer. Might have like 2 flushes per month to most of these which weren't growing. This one had little break, but then it continued with this one, so I had to continue quite soon. It was like 1 month after with the fertilizer. And yeah, I'm feeding them. Currently, I'm feeding them between 300 to 400 ppm, and I'm switching between giving them the seaweed extract or Epsom salts or Calmac, and then once a month I'm giving them flush. My flush is so that I fill this pot up with water, sit it at least 10 minutes, and then I'm going to pour it off, and then I'm going to take the hand shower and wash it through again so that I get all the remnants off. So I try to leach as much as I can from the bark. I'm not sure if it's actually working that way, but that's how I'm doing my flushes. So if I'm talking about flushing, that's the way I do it. And this seems to be quite okay with it and growing quite nicely. And yeah, it's headache-free orchid to me. So it fits my way of taking care of it, and it fits the growing conditions, which is in this warmer room. During the winter time, I have around 20 degrees Celsius here. It drops down for a few months before December, under 20 degrees, but then when the heating kicks on, it rises higher. Normally I get somewhere around 45 to 50% humidity here, but when the heating is really hitting hard, this room is dry, really dry. It's like 30%. So I have to water them quite often to actually balance that part, because they don't get otherwise they don't get that good humidity. But this doesn't seem to be bothered by it. So if you want something for your normal Finnish home, this is a good Cattleya Alliance plant, which I highly recommend. And what else? yeah. I just, yeah, about the outside. So I normally put them outside. I have a terrace where I get the midday to evening sun. And then I have this, you can actually see here the light. It comes directly towards this window. And I have their windowsill where I can put all the pots outside. I'm going to try this summer. I haven't before. I've been measuring the temperature there, and it goes up to 33, and it gets sun right away in the morning until the evening. So it's the full sun the whole day. And I'm going to put my most sun-loving plants there. I already have kept them out there now, because it was yesterday it was 33 degrees on that windowsill, so it gets quite hot. So they were like 1 hour outside. So I'm increasing their time outside on the windowsill that way, and if I need to, I can always have some shading cloth above there. I'm going to video that for you this summer and tell how it goes. But that's like all this highlight lovers, so maybe I could get something like bright shade in Spain. So for these, if I put them that highlight, and I guess that yeah, that's my goal and my plan. Let me know if it's a bad one, although I do like to make tests, because that's the best way to actually learn what's a good position for which one. So I know there are different opinions, but because I have to test this in my environment, so I'm going to tell you, was it a good or bad idea, but let's see. So this one. And then we go to my next one for now. Now I only have 2, soon I'll have 3. Just a second. So this is last August bought from Rauke. Laelia, this is also Laelia, Cattleya nowadays. Purpurata variety Ruseliana and Rosea Concolor. So I think this one was also that peach salmon color. Sorry about that. And it was seedling cross / young plant. I think it was young plant. Sorry, difficult to pronounce. Yeah, so it's growing new growth there. I just repotted it not a long time ago into this pot, and if you take a look at this leaf here, it's not looking that good. You cannot actually see it that well on this lighting, but it's damaged quite badly. I'm going to post another video soon, so you are going to see that on my shelf. So there you can actually see how the oil, which is inside of the pest control, which I was using, it had sucked into this plant. Unfortunately, it was growing that leaf while I was giving them the treatment against thrips. So this was collateral damage, unfortunately. So the leaf, I don't think it's going to work that anymore that normal way. So I might actually cut it off at some point. But luckily it still have these 3 leaves, and there's coming new pseudobulbs. So when you are taking care of the thrips, you might end up damaging some of the new tender leaves with the oil solutions. So if you're worried about that, don't use that. I don't know that vegetable oil, what it was in English, but that one. So use something mineral oil based for tender new leaves, so that way you are not going to be damaging that much. But I didn't have anything else. The thrips were like rummaging around my plants, so, and my orchids, so I had to act. So that's it. But the good news is the pseudobulb is quite tall. It's like double the size of the old one. I'm hoping the second one is going to be a good one. And then I guess next year I might be waiting for something like this, pseudobulbs and leaves. So yeah, it's growing quite nicely, no headache. Took really well for to the repotting. If you see that that's old root, no damage there. That's the new root, which was like half of the size of this. It was already touching the media, but now it's already down there. So I don't know. Well, what I do differently is that when I start with these and put them into new media, I don't crush the roots when I'm pushing them down the media. And I'm keeping it quite moist because I know that they have come from deteriorated media, so it has been quite moist. So instead of letting it go bone dry or anywhere near dryness, I'm actually watering them quite often in the beginning with fresh, without fertilizers, fresh water. That way I'm going to keep it as similar as it was before. And I have noticed that most of my Cattleyas, until now at least, have been really successfully continuing their old roots and not dump them. So that's my secret. Yeah, I think this leaf was during the winter when I didn't have the lights yet. So that was the reason, I remember. But yeah, now that I've told you everything about this and how I'm taking care of them and how I'm growing them, I hope you are able to actually create some sort of like ideas for yourself and your environment. And yeah, it's a balancing act in this kind of environment. I do see that this is quite easy, judging by my experience with these ones. And I'm going to actually get a third one. It's coming. I ordered it with this spring group order, which our Orchid Society does. From this time it's again Swircher. So I ordered the typical color. It's like not lavender, it's a purple lit one, which is really a nice color, and I've been thinking of buying it at some point, and there was a seedling size, so I thought that I'll take the seedling size. I do have these bigger plants, so I don't have to worry about when it's going to flower. And I love working with seedlings. It's something I've been always loving to do. I like growing stuff, and I seems to be better with the seedlings. Don't know why. So we are going to have a new one joining us with my lovely family of Cattleya purpuratas, formerly known as Laelia purpuratas. Hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you are going to enjoy your own orchids, and just be welcome to join us with this purpurata. Just buy yourself one if you don't have, because these are just so lovely. I'm just waiting for the first bloom at some point. Maybe this year this one might actually give me a sheath. Might. Let's see, who knows. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.